So so they never give you a copy of the report?
My daughter done her assessment is finished. Ermin Bell says I will get a report and she'll bring me in so we discuss the report. She give it only to Sherry and Ware. I don't have the report. I don't know what's
Who's Sherry and Ware?
Sherry and Ware is the lady that is the responsible for both homes. Both homes where my children are. Fars and
so, but you're the parent, so you should be able to get a
they'll
copy.
They'll get the original, but Alyssa she never called me in. And then I hear Ware, so I see my daughter. She's winking. Her eyes is. They give her eye drop. And I say, Nubiana, why your eyes like that? Open your eyes. My daughter has never been the same since I put them there. She said they give her eye drop. And I went to this hospital. I said, why you all give my children eye drop? She said, ask Miss Greer. The way she was, ask Miss Greer. Like, that's not my
So
problem.
wait, so she...
But I don't blame her because it's not her responsibility. And I asked Miss Greer, why my children were given jobs? She said, jobs. She said, oh, the psychiatrist said that I'm supposed to give her. But I said that she was supposed to...
But psychiatrist...
Miss Ermin Bell...
So she's a doctor to think for medication too?
Assess. No, they send my children in clinic so that and assess her eyes. But I say nothing was wrong with this girl's eyes. She never have eye problems. So the reason why they're doing that is because she's not reading the thing well. She's dyslexic. I had the same issue when I was at school. They'll put me at the back, I won't see, and then at the front and they say glasses. Just that eye. It's not a figure out I was dyslexic. I'm still dyslexic. But my issue is numbers and rarely because I correct
I want you to take up the thing because guys, she has a few letters that she had written. One was for the Prime Minister. Yeah, could you just read for the public quickly because I don't want to read all. If it has a lawyer in it, just exclude the lawyer. Just read it.
There's a different lawyer I have, but
just read it.
It says, "Dear Honorable Mia Amor Motley, I'm writing this through letter through Miss Patricia Benedict, as she has the direct contact of the person lawfully in charge. Today morning, in the 19th of February, I was in Magistrate Court District E for custody matter as both my children are in two different childcare board homes. My 13-year-old son is at Fars and my daughter is at Nightingale, she's 10. Indeed, my children have been separated and yet to be returned to me. For the third time, I am at this court. My children's father's lawyer, his name is, my children's father's Lenny John Prince, right before he left right before the hearing. He wasn't present.
Just read it.
Right before the hearing started, and only my lawyer was present. So he wasn't present, like he didn't have to be present. Like whatever they have to do, they did before I was there. So it was, to me, it was already a done deal. The magistrate Wayne Clarke mentioned about me going on social media to lie, but my children have been removed from my care without me having a lawyer to defend myself. Then I was being disrespected. Negative assumptions have been made by my son, but not by my daughter. Like he's not a psychiatrist to make this assumption about the cognitive development before any assessment to back this assumption. So in an attempt to seek justice to my children, I had to speak up on social media. Additionally, there was a disparity with the information given to me from Dr. Christina Morris from the homeschooling department. I think she's the permanent secretary, wherever, but she's from the homeschooling department. And the psychologist from the Delaware Center and the childcare board. And what the childcare board stated was said to them.
That's it? This is the rest of it there.
No, it's long actually. Read all?
Yeah, try to read all for the time being.
Dr. Christina Morris said she will approve my application for homeschooling my children when they will be back in my care. And the psychologist said said my daughter did well at her first assessment. They saying I am no, and then they saying I am denied homeschooling and that my daughter cognitive development is below average. So it's two completely the opposite things. Actually, my children were supposed to be assessed in November for their special needs, but they kept them in their homes all this time to start their assessment only in February last week, from February. Besides, there were no mention of my children. When my children be in my custody, there was no logical reason why they took them to begin with, and why can they be in my care while they're being assessed. The magistrate's attitude was highly biased. He has been clearly on my children's father's side, acting as though he was his lawyer, hushing my children, him, meaning my children's father, when he was trying to say something sensitive. Actually, he mentioned about me denying him as access to the children. That's the reason they took them the 13th of November from that very district E magistrate court with no prior investigation. The reason why I stopped giving him access to them is because of his verbal and emotional abuse towards me and also them. I mentioned it at court, then also to the 3 child care board officer, and I was utterly ignored. So now this deranged, bipolar and abusive individual is allowed by Magistrate Wayne Clarke to approach and visit my children. My lawyer stated that I am an entrepreneur, I'm financially stable, my children's father is unemployed. I am mentally stable and I'm not abusing my children, unlike my children's father. Why are they in children's homes? And why are the 3 months delayed regarding the assessment? The assessment is set to end at the end of April. My children are not well in the child care board homes. They need to be with me when I mentioned it. After the hearing to Miss Sherry-Ann Ware and Miss Aline, they walked away. I mean, when I mentioned it to Miss Sherry-Ann Ware and Miss Aline, they laughed at me and walked away.
They laughed? They laughed at you?
Yeah,
and they're supposed to be working.
They laughed at me too when they took my children the first time when I was crying. Aline was laughing.
So who they again? They work at the child care board?
She's the officer that was supposed to be some use to me, but the only use she was to me to snatch my child from child care board and put them in homes, and I never heard of her after that.
Let me just be there. That's right.
Each time I go visit my children, she asks about her activities, her friends. She's missing, and my son keep asking me if he's going to stay there forever. Neither of them want to live with their father, as each of them told me in person. It is a deliberate plot to destabilize and attempt to destroy me because individuals stating they are righteous are working to separate a family.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.